gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Coverage of our Scarlet Hawks athletics on Milford TV is brought to you by the following sponsors. Our presenting sponsor, the Rail Trail Flatbread Company, a casual American dining experience with locations in Hudson and on Main Street here in Milford. Rentschler Biopharma, sponsor of our broadcast booth. Rentschler Biopharma transforms innovative ideas into life-saving biopharmaceuticals. Rentschler Biopharma, reliability you can trust. And Unibank, big bank know-how, community bank attitude. Serving the Milford community at their local branch on Prospect Street inside the Shaw's Plaza.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome inside Pheno Field here in Milford, as Milford TV is happy to bring you coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Rail Trail Flatbread Company, a casual American dining experience specializing in an all-scratch-made kitchen featuring wood-fired flatbreads. It's an inviting atmosphere for the whole family to enjoy. You can check them out over in Hudson or right here on Main Street in Milford. Milford TV Executive Director Tim Coet here with you on the call. Overcast, ominous skies overhead at Pheno Field. It's just how we like to do it here on our Milford TV baseball coverage as we bring you the Scarlet Hawks here this afternoon taking on the Mansfield Hornets. We bring it to you live from our Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. Rentschler Biopharma is a global contract development and manufacturing organization. They specialize in biopharmaceuticals and advanced therapies. Rentschler Biopharma, reliability you can trust. It was beautiful for much of the day here today, but there is the threat of some rain over the next couple of hours. We're hoping that it will be light and not the same results the last time we tried to come out to cover the baseball team a little over a week ago as they took on Stoughton in what was ultimately a rain-shortened game. But no rain right now to get things started. Milford is ready to go. Let's quickly bring you the visiting Mansfield Hornets starting lineup. Leading it off is their center fielder, Darian Sanders. First baseman, Andrew Simmons bats second, with Ethan Kucharski, the left fielder, batting third. James Warren catches and bats cleanup, with Gavin Garnett, the third baseman, batting fifth. Evan Hafez is the shortstop, batting sixth, with Max DiMarino, the second baseman, batting seventh. Gio Scarpolini is the starting pitcher for today's game, batting eighth. And in the ninth spot is the right fielder, John Butler. And Mansfield will be taking their swings this afternoon against Jackson Lindsay for Milford. It's already the second time we've seen Lindsay on the mound. He was the one who got the start in that rain-shortened game against the Black Knights back on April 1st. It's a quick 0-2 count on Darian Sanders, as that pitch misses inside, backs Sanders off the plate. Lindsay, a sophomore, but carving out an important role in this starting rotation for the Scarlet Hawks. Here comes the lefty's 1-2 pitch, and it's a chopper hit foul over toward the backstop. So far, Lindsay on the season is 2-0. He has a 2.86 ERA. Operating exclusively out of the starting rotation, he's thrown 12 innings so far on the year, faced 51 batters. Ready now with another 1-2 offering, and that is just off the outside part of the plate. Good take for Sanders to bring the count to 2-2. 8 hits, 7 runs, just 5 of them earned on the season for Lindsay. He's walked 8, striking out 6. And opposing batters hitting 190 off of the sophomore so far on the season. And he drops in a called strike 3 on Sanders. to get this top of the first inning started. And so now Simmons, the first baseman, stands in. Base is empty with one out, just now two batters into this top of the first inning as the first pitch misses well up and away for ball one. Defensively for the Scarlet Hawks, it is Ryan Fliss behind the plate, Cody Jeffroy at third, Joey McGee at short, Ryan Atherton at second, and Derek Marcolini at first. Left to right in the outfield, Nate Webster, Vince Lacerbo, and Kyle Morin. As Lindsay now falls behind the right-handed batter, 2 balls and no strikes. Next one from Lindsay is waved at and missed. Been in the midst of an early summer here in Milford these last few days. The temperature was over 80 degrees for the second day in a row as we got set up here at the field. 3 balls and a strike now on Simmons. There is a bit of a breeze now as, again, there's the possibility of some passing showers here over the next couple of hours. 3-1 pitch, and that dots the outside for a strike, filling up the count. Kucharski, the left fielder, waiting in the on-deck area. Base is empty. And a payoff pitch upcoming from Lindsay. Here it is. And it misses high for ball 4. So Simmons, a lengthy at bat, works a walk. And he is aboard now with 1 down in the top half of the first inning. That will bring up the left fielder, Ethan Kucharski. Milford 3-3 on the season. Little bit of an up and down. But they've been in just about every game so far on the year. Facing a tough Mansfield team at the top of the Davenport standings. As this pitch is delivered high in the air out to left field, back towards the fence on the run. Nate Webster able to make the catch. I think Simmons had briefly rounded second base, had to re-tag up that second base bag, but able to get back to first base as that ball was hit well out to left field. Little ways in front of that new fence in the outfield here at Pheno Field. Webster able to stick the glove out and make a nice running catch. Still getting used to the new dimensions here at Pheno Field. If my memory is correct, the fence didn't go up until just before the Legion season last year, so I'm not sure if the high school team played with the fence in place. I know it was a work in progress in the spring last year as Lindsay fires a pickoff attempt over at first base. Simmons not with a particularly large lead. James Warren, the catcher, at the plate with 2 outs in that runner at first base. Lindsay from the stretch. This ball poked out into right field, and that will drop in front of Morin, who was playing relatively deep out in right. Morin just sticking the bat out, collects an opposite field single to keep the inning alive for the Hornets, now with runners at first and second base and 2 down. And that will give Gavin Garnett a chance in the inning, right-handed swinging third baseman. Lindsay trying to keep a watchful eye on those runners. Larger lead for Simmons now at second base as Atherton tries to deke him closer to the bag. First pitch in to Garnett, misses upstairs for ball 1. Both teams trying to bounce back off of losses. .1-0 pitch now is a chopper foul. For Milford, they have lost their last 2 at Bishop Feion and earlier this week at King Philip. Mansfield has also lost their last 2 straight, both of those games at home against King Philip and North Attleboro. As this ball is lifted in the air out to left field, shortstop out, and Nate Webster, the left fielder, towards the line, is able to make the catch for the out that ends the inning. So Lindsay able to strand those 2 runners aboard in this top half of the first inning. Mansfield does not score. The Scarlet Hawks will take their first swings of the game when we come back after just a very quick timeout. We bring it to you live from our Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. Stay tuned to the coverage of Milford High School varsity baseball here on Milford TV. It's presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Let's get you the Milford starting lineup now as we come to the bottom of the first inning. Leading it off is the second baseman, Ryan Atherton. Cody Jeffroy bats second, plays third base with Joey McGee, the shortstop, batting third. Vince Lacerbo in the cleanup spot playing center field with Ryan Fliss, the catcher, batting fifth. Derek Marcolini bats sixth and plays first base with Nate Webster, the left fielder, batting seventh. Jackson Lindsay, the starting pitcher, bats eighth, and in the ninth spot is the right fielder, Kyle Morin. As first pitch swinging, Atherton floats one out towards second base. Max DiMarino able to range in a couple of steps to make the catch. One pitch and one out. Gio Scarpellini, the starting pitcher for the Mansfield Hornets, the right-hander. Both pitchers also in their respective starting lineups for this one today, as the fastball misses up high to Cody Jeffroy. Similar lineup to what we saw in the game against Stoughton earlier in the season, as Jeffroy pops one up just maybe a step or two off the infield dirt. The shortstop is able to make the catch, and Scarpellini with 2 fast outs in this bottom of the first inning. Defensively for the Hornets, it is James Warren behind the plate, Gavin Garnett at third, Evan Hefez at short, Max DiMarino at second, and Andrew Simmons at first. Left to right in the outfield, Ethan Kucharski, Darian Sanders, and John Butler. 2 outs and the base is empty for Joey McGee, who takes a pitch outside for ball one. Nobody hotter to start the season in this Milford lineup than Joey McGee. McGee bringing a ton of veteran experience to the table for this team, and he has really let his bat do the talking. So happy to be back healthy and in this lineup for his senior season, and he comes into the game today batting .625. 16 at bats so far on the season. He has 10 hits. 2 of them have been doubles. He's driven in 4 runs. Gets into this pitch and lifts it in the air out to right field. Backpedaling is Butler in front of the fence. He is able to make the catch. McGee giving that ball a ride, but it stays in the yard for out number 3, and Scarpellini enjoys a nice quick 1-2-3 bottom half of the first inning. Just like that, 1 inning complete here at Pheno Field. And it is scoreless between the Scarlet Hawks and the visiting Mansfield Hornets here on Milford TV. Top of the second inning now as Evan Hafez leads things off for the Hornets, sends a hard ground ball to third base. A little bit of a bobble for Jeffroy. He rushes the throw to first base, and it gets away, hits off the chain link down the first base line. And Hafez will end up at second base. So very quickly a runner in scoring position. So that'll likely go as a single and an E5 to put Hafez at second base. Now the number 7 batter, Max DiMarino, stands in. Big lead at second base for Hafez as Lindsay looks down in that direction. Now fires to the plate, and the ground ball hit foul wide of first base. One ball, 2 strike count on the Mansfield second baseman. Smattering of fans here at Pheno Field. Most of them down in the pavilion past the first base dugout as that pitch is swung on and missed. That pitch darted out of the strike zone. DiMarino down for the second strikeout of the game for Jackson Lindsay. It keeps Hafez in place at second. And now a first pitch strike poured into Lindsay's counterpart, Gio Scarpellini. Again, Atherton trying to hold the runner close to the second base bag. As this pitch is popped up, it'll drift over the backstop and travel out of play. So an 0-2 count now on Scarpellini. Lindsay back to the set. And the 0-2 pitch is slapped on the ground to third. This one eats up Jeffroy. It gets out into shallow left. They initially were waving the runner around the third base bag, but that ball did not get far into the outfield. Webster able to get it back in quickly, so that holds Hafez at third base. It's a single. You would think that will go in the book as a single for Scarpellini. As a hard smash to third base. Jeffroy tried to knock it down. It's been a tough inning for him so far. So runners at the corners now with only 1 out in the inning for the number 9 hitter, John Butler. And Butler takes a pitch up and away for ball 1. We have the benefit now of being able to take a look into the live scoring on Game Changer. So we'll double check. It looks like according to the official scoring, they do list that as an error on Jeffroy. So he picks up 2 errors in the inning. It takes a hit away from Scarpellini. Change it to the E5 as that pitch misses up. A delayed steal attempt for Scarpellini, and Ryan Fliss kind of got caught in indecision. Double clutch eventually did release a throw to second base that was not on target. Hafez did hold at third base, but that takes a conventional double play off the table here. Now 2 in scoring position as this pitch comes in and hits Butler. And so trouble brewing here for Jackson Lindsay in this top of the second inning. Bases are loaded now. Hafez at third, Scarpellini at second, John Butler now at first, and we go back to the top spot in the lineup in the dangerous Darian Sanders, who takes the first pitch low. The command has not been there for Lindsay at times in this second inning. He's fallen behind a number of these batters. And also has the hit by pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike, the count now on Sanders, who struck out looking against Lindsay last inning. Lefty winds and fires, and this ball is sent in the air out to left field. Settling under it is Webster. He makes the catch. Tagging at third base is Hafez. He will score. A sacrifice fly and an RBI for Sanders will make it a 1-0 lead for the Hornets. Everyone else held up, so Scarpellini now the lead runner at second base with Butler at first, and now 2 down. And so a chance here for Lindsay to minimize the damage if he can retire Simmons. Starts off on the right foot with a swing and a miss. We have had some very light sprinkles coming down intermittently since just after the game got started. It's been very light in nature so far. As the pitch misses to even the count at 1-1. Do have some brightening off to our right, which we hope is coming in this direction to give us a little bit more of a rain-free window. Look down to second base, now the pitch, and that is in. It gets away from Fliss, and both runners are going to move up. You'd think that would go in as a passed ball. Should have been handled by Fliss, so now 2 in scoring position as the pitch is cued foul over towards the Mansfield dugout. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and 2 runners in scoring position. A run home so far in the frame for the Hornets. And the pitch from Lindsay is very high. Snaps at the return throw, frustrated with himself as this inning has progressed. Back to the set. And now the payoff pitch is lifted foul over the bleachers and out of play, and we'll do it again. Kucharski waiting on deck should the inning continue. Breeze right now blowing out towards left center field as the pitch is swung on and missed. Simmons might have chased ball 4 there. And so the inning is over. 2 runners stranded in scoring position for Mansfield. They do plate 1 on the sac fly for Sanders. And so as we head to the bottom of the second inning, it is now a 1-0 lead for the visiting Mansfield Hornets. As we bring you this coverage live from our Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. We'll be back in just a moment here on Milford TV. The coverage is presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. getting a little bit of sunshine and a little bit of drizzle in between innings. So, again, the weather unsettled, just as it always seems to be when we have a baseball game on our coverage schedule. But, again, we're trying to make it work. It's a 1-0 lead for the Hornets here as we move into the bottom half of the second inning. Tim Coet here with you on the call. Great Milford TV crew on hand bringing you the coverage here this afternoon as Vince Lacerbo leads things off in the home half of the second. Milford going 1-2-3 in the first. Now foul ball sent to the backstop. Milford has had some shaky defensive moments in this early part of the season. They committed a couple of errors early in one of their most recent games that ended up proving to be the difference. I believe that was the loss against Bishop Feehan a couple of games ago. 2 errors early allowed Bishop Feehan to build up a lead that they would hold on to for the remainder of the day as Lacerbo now pops this pitch up. Second baseman at the edge of the outfield grass, able to hang with it to make the catch. Breeze may be a little bit of a factor for these high fly balls, but DiMarino able to handle that one for out number 1. So the first 4 retired now for Milford. Very different than the game we attempted to cover against the Stoughton Black Knights back a couple of weeks ago, where Milford poured it on in the first inning. They scored, I believe it was 5 runs early in that game to really take a stranglehold. Sent all 9 of their batters to the plate. Ended up winning that game 7-5 as we were able to make it through 2 innings before we had to pack up and head out due to heavy rains that day. As meanwhile, the rain, just as I talk about heavy rain, it's coming down as heavy as it has since we got started. Half of the field is in sunshine, and unfortunately the other half now getting a pretty steady shower. Gotta love these unpredictable spring days. As again, you can see it for yourself on your screens, as right now we get a lot of bright sunshine coming through on the field as we're getting this considerable rain shower. As now this ball is lifted off the bat of Derek Marcolini. Out of play for a foul ball. And no doubt there's got to be a rainbow that will emerge somewhere as we have this mix of sun and rain. And just a very peculiar scene here at the field as Marcolini takes the pitch up high. As we try to get some of our gear under cover here. Apologies for the gaps in the commentary. As this one is a little nubber hit back to the pitcher's mound. Scarpellini stays with it, tosses over to first base to get the out that ends the inning. So another quick 1-2-3 frame for Gio Scarpellini. And that finishes off the second inning. Rain starting to taper off here for the moment. Who knows how the weather will continue to impact the game here today. But we will move on to the third inning with the score of Mansfield 1, Milford 0. As we bring it to you live from our now slightly soggy Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. Stay with the coverage here on Milford TV. It's presented by Rail Trail. Coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics on Milford TV is brought to you in part by Unibank. Big bank know-how, community bank attitude. They serve the Milford community at their local branch on Prospect Street, right inside the Shaw's Plaza. Very grateful for Unibank's partnership with us, as is the case with all of our great sponsors, Rentschler Flatbread Company and Rentschler Biopharma. And as always, we encourage any local businesses out there, if you're watching our coverage, you want to be a part of supporting these great local high school athletes in the Milford area. We encourage you to get in touch with us, learn more about all of our sponsorship opportunities. Top of the third inning, as this ball is stung out to left field off the bat of Ethan Kucharski, but Webster is there to collect the first out of the inning. Jackson Lindsay back out on the mound for his third inning of work. Faced 6 batters in that top half of the second inning. Only allowed 1 hit. The defense a little shaky as this ball is now hit on a couple of hops towards second base. It's fielded cleanly by Atherton. He's able to get the throw over to first base. 2 up and 2 down as James Warren is retired. The hit was to lead off the inning by Evan Hafez, and then a couple of errors on Jeff Roy at third base. Also the hit by pitch playing a role in the inning as well, and ultimately 1 run came home on the sacrifice fly. The pitch now up and away for ball 1 to Gavin Garnett, who is 0 for 1 with a pop out. Lifts this ball in the air out to the gap in left center field. Long run for Lacerbo. He's able to get there to make the catch for the out that ends the inning. There's that good speed that we saw on the football field from Vince Lacerbo. And so a nice bounce back inning for Jackson Lindsay. He retires the side in order. And that will move us on to the bottom of the third inning. It is still Mansfield 1, Milford nothing on this coverage of Milford High School varsity baseball on Milford TV. It is presented by Rail Trail. First pitch swinging, Nate Webster lifts a fly ball out to right field, sort of medium depth out there. No problem for John Butler to range in to make the catch for out number 1. And right now, not a lot of hard contact from Milford. And Scarpellini just carving his way through the Scarlet Hawks lineup the first time through. Now 7 retired out of the gates. Delivers a fastball on the outside corner to Jackson Lindsay for a called strike 1. 1 strikeout so far in the outing for Scarpellini. as he dots that outside edge again to jump ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. The rain has subsided for a moment as Lindsay goes after that elevated fastball. He goes down on 3 pitches, so there is the second K now for Scarpellini. 2 outs now in the inning, and that brings up the number 9 man, Kyle Morin. Sort of afraid to even discuss the weather right now as we've seen a wide range of different types of weather just in the about 35 minutes that this game has been going on so far. And particularly unusual to have very bright sunshine on the field in the midst of a heavy rain shower, but dry for the moment, and dry in this Milford offense as they go hitless the first time through. Kyle Morin grounds out to short to finish off another quick and easy 1-2-3 frame for Scarpellini, who's in the zone to start this one. And that will push us right on to inning number 4, where it remains the Mansfield Hornets 1 and the Scarlet Hawks nothing on this coverage of Scarlet Hawks Athletics on Milford TV. We bring it to you live from our Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. We'll be back with more in just a moment here on Milford TV. Our presenting sponsor of Scarlet Hawks Athletics is the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. They're just recently advertising another new item on their menu, their gochujang salmon taco, made with glazed salmon, fried kimchi, and pico de gallo, topped with sriracha aioli. As this ball is dribbled out on the infield, pitcher able to make the play, and the toss to first base to retire Evan Hafez to start off the top half of the 4th inning. Very grateful to our partners at the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. You can enjoy those gochujang salmon tacos at either their Hudson or Milford locations. Milford TV staff is a big fan of the gochujang chicken flatbread that has been a mainstay on the Rail Trail menu, so I'm sure those tacos are every bit as tasty. Focusing up now on this top half of the 4th inning, 1 down and the bases empty as the number 7 hitter Max DiMarino stands in. Count of 1 ball and 1 strike. DiMarino, a strikeout victim his first time up. And a wave and a miss. Good downward movement on that pitch from Lindsay to jump ahead 0-2. Lindsay getting on the same page with Ryan Fliss before he deals in the pitch, a bouncer. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the hitter. Next one on the way is a wave and a miss for strike 3. DiMarino down swinging for the 2nd time today. That's the 3rd K in the outing for Lindsay. Settling into a groove himself. He's now retired the last 7 straight hitters. As Scarpolini stands in now on the right side. Swings at the first pitch and drills it down the left field line. Will it stay fair? It hooks into foul territory for a long strike one. The Hornets alone in first place in the Davenport division coming into play today. 4-2 overall on the season. Though those 2 losses have come in their last 2 games, so trying to break out of a mini losing streak. Both of these teams looking to break out of 2-game losing skids as that ball is lined to third base. Jeffroy initially had it in the glove, but could not squeeze it. And it's been that kind of game for Cody Jeffroy today. Was able to get a good read on that ball. It was hit very hard over to third base. Just could not secure it into the glove, so Scarpolini reaches. It gives Butler a chance to bat in the inning. And again, the official scoring over in the dugout rules it an E5. So, unfortunate for Jeffroy as he collects his 3rd error of the game. Butler last time up was hit by a pitch to load the bases. Wind up and the pitch on the inside corner. Butler jumping out of the way of that pitch, but it hits the inner edge for a strike. Look to first base. Now the pitch misses high. 2-ball, 1-strike count to the Mansfield right fielder. Temperature starting to cool down just a little bit here as we get deeper into the game. Pitch from Lindsay is swung on and missed to even the count at 2. Still 69 degrees. Topped out at 85 degrees earlier this afternoon before this weather started to move through. 2-2 pitch. Up around the eye level of Butler, and that fills the count. Should the inning continue, he'd go 3rd time through with Darian Sanders waiting on deck. Lindsay back to the set, and the pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. First base was occupied. Not sure if there was a little juggle there for Fliss, but it's immaterial as it is a strikeout for Butler, and that will end the inning. 2 Ks in the inning for Jackson Lindsay as he puts up a scoreless frame. We'll move on to the home half of the inning. It is still a 1-0 lead in favor of Mansfield as we bring you the coverage live from our Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. Back with more in just a moment here on Milford TV. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for Mansfield. No runs, no hits, 3 errors for Milford. As Ryan Atherton comes up for the second time, pops a foul over towards the edge of the playing surface behind first base, and that ball lands foul. That was right at the chain link. It looked like maybe Simmons had a chance to make a catch there, but just could not squeeze it. And so Atherton gets another chance, swinging away at that first pitch. And good camera work from Patrick Arapi down on the first base side. You could see that might have even hit the heel of Simmons' glove before landing foul. So see if Atherton can take advantage. A no ball, 1 strike count. Scarpellini, you can see excellent velocity. Good location as well. He has been dominant the first time through the batting order. We'll see if Milford can make any adjustments. Atherton lined out to second base his first time up. Scarpellini looked like was reaching back for a little extra velo on that pitch, but misses high with it. One-two pitch, and that buzzes inside. And Atherton bailing. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. And now Atherton lifts another ball down the right side, foul, and that is out of anybody's reach. Stays a 2-2 count. Atherton, one of several freshmen to crack this varsity roster for Milford this season, takes a look at strike 3. Longer at bat for Atherton to start off this 4th inning, but he's retired. 3rd strikeout for Scarpellini. Some more sun starts to peek through the cloud cover. Jeff Roy at the plate, a wave and a miss for strike 1. Cody, a tough day in the field, committing 3 errors so far on the day, looking to atone at the plate. Sends a bounding ball back up the middle, ranging towards the second base bag. DiMarino throws across his body and gets it there in time for out number 2. Nice play for the Mansfield second baseman. And Milford still without a base runner in this game, now 2 outs deep in the bottom of the 4th inning. Joey McGee now at the dish. Things going much better in the softball matchup between these 2 schools, which is taking place down at Mansfield High School, where right now Milford enjoys an 8-0 lead. 8 runs on 10 hits for the softball team in that game so far. They're in the top of the 5th inning. Here at Pheno, a 1-0 lead for the Mansfield Hornets. The only run of the game scoring on a sacrifice fly back in the 2nd inning. Called strike. Dropped in on Joey McGee to bring the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bases are empty with 2 down in the bottom of the 4th. Next one from Gio Scarpellini misses high. Next pitch is hit hard into the hole at shortstop, fielded on the backhand by Hafez. Hustles the throw over to first base and gets it there in time. Dominant pitching in this game so far for Mansfield, and in this one, in this frame, the defense, especially up the middle, showing some great range. DiMarino at second and Hafez at short, both flashing the leather. It finishes off yet another 1-2-3 inning for Mansfield. So we will move right on to inning number 5 here at Pheno Field. Scoreboard unchanged, 1-0. Mansfield on top of Milford on this coverage of Scarlet Hawks Athletics on Milford TV, presented by Rail Trail. With a state-of-the-art facility and a commitment to excellence, Rentschler Biopharma is poised to tackle the most complex challenges in biopharmaceutical development and manufacturing. Rentschler Biopharma, reliability you can trust. Tim Coet here with you on the call. Top of the 5th inning now at Pheno Field as Darian Sanders gets spun off the plate with an inside pitch for ball 1. Now, rolling that pitch foul down the first base side to even the count. Darian Sanders is the reason that the Mansfield Hornets have the lead right now. He collected the lone RBI in the game so far and a sacrifice fly in the 2nd inning. 1-1 pitch is hit down the left field side into foul territory. Cody Jeffroy in a full sprint trying to get there. He was the closest, but that ball lands foul for strike 2. Foliage starting to come in the tree line in the outfield here as we enjoy the warmth of spring finally upon us here, especially in this last week. It's felt more like summer in particular in these last couple of days. 2-2 pitch now to Sanders, and that just misses off the outside part of the plate. Fliss tried to frame it. Payoff pitch now from Lindsay is in the dirt for ball 4. Puts big-time speed over at first base for the Hornets to pace this top of the 5th inning. Second walk issued by Lindsay in this game. And now Andrew Simmons at the plate. He walked in the 1st inning and then struck out to end the 2nd. Takes the first pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Similar location to what was ruled a ball in the at-bat to Sanders. Lindsay fires over to first base. A lot of footwork over there for Sanders, but wasn't a big lead. He was able to get back standing. And again, throwing over. And again, Sanders able to get back standing. I don't believe we have the 2 disengagements rule at the high school level that we do up at the pro level. as Simmons pops this ball up around the first base bag into foul territory, and Marcolini settles underneath to make the catch. Brings the first out of this top of the fifth inning, holds Sanders at first base, as Ethan Kucharski will now come up for the third time today. He's done the same thing in each of his first two at-bats. That is fly out to left field. Lindsay doing everything he can to try to keep Sanders close to that first base bag. Out to a bigger lead now, as Lindsay fires into the plate and gets a swing and a miss for strike one on Kucharski. Little cat and mouse game between Lindsay on the mound and Sanders at first base. Always a little harder to get a read with a lefty on the mound, as Sanders again has to retreat to the bag on the pickoff attempt. No ball, one strike count on Kucharski. As the runner goes, the pitch is hit a ton foul, and it hit clean off the light stanchion down the left field side. It was ripped off the bat, but a foul ball, and it was also a pretty good jump for Sanders at first base. He has to retreat with now an 0-2 count and a visit to the pitcher's mound for the Milford coaching staff. Fliss will join in the conversation. One out deep in the top of the fifth inning. A runner aboard at first base for the Hornets. These early games of the season, we've seen runner takes off again. 0-2 pitch misses high. The throw down to second base is not nearly in time. And in the end, Sanders wins the battle. He gets the stolen base and is now in scoring position. You almost wonder if that might have been a good time for a pitch out for Lindsay. So now his 1-2 pitch is hit on a bounce to shortstop. They're able to get the out at first. Runner takes off on the throw and is able to get into third base. Aggressive base running for Sanders. He didn't retreat all the way to the second base bag when that ball was fielded on the backhand by McGee. Waited for Joey to release the throw and then took off for third base and was able to get there with no problem. So the out goes 6-3 on Kucharski. But Sanders now advances to third base with 2 outs in the inning, and a first pitch strike is dealt in to the catcher, James Warren. Warren singled in the first inning and then grounded out to second base in the third. Off-speed pitch, and that drops on the outside corner for strike 2. Mansfield has just 2 hits in this game. Lindsay in the driver's seat in this at-bat. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and it is fought off foul. Lefty versus lefty battle. Coach Alex Dion anxiously looking on a couple of feet outside of the third base dugout as the pitch is on the outside corner for strike 3. It freezes Warren as he goes down looking to end the inning. And a runner stranded at third base. The leadoff walk proves to be harmless. 5 strikeouts in the game now for Jackson Lindsay. As we will move on to the bottom half of the 5th inning, the Milford Bats trying to wake up as they trail this game 1-0 against Mansfield. As we bring it to you live from our Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth, stay tuned to the coverage here on Milford TV. It is presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Home half of the fifth getting started here at Pheno Field. We've still got one more game coming up in our coverage schedule for this week. We will be live from the MHS gym tomorrow evening to bring you another edition of Varsity Boys Volleyball as the Scarlet Hawks take on the Westfield Bombers. Game getting underway. I believe it's 6:30 tomorrow is the scheduled start time for the varsity volleyball action, as that ball is looped foul just over the backstop and sent some fans ducking for cover. Number of Mansfield fans making the trip here to Milford for the game today in the stands towards the first base side, but avoiding any contact there. So again, we hope you'll join us for that live coverage of boys volleyball against Westfield tomorrow night live across our Milford TV platforms. Vince Lacerbo leading off this bottom of the fifth. Milford has not sniffed a base runner all day. And Lacerbo down in the count here against Gio Scarpellini, who has been on his game. Leaves that pitch a little bit low. Next one on the way, and this one is lined into the gap out in left center field, and it is down for a base hit. So after 4 perfect innings from Gio Scarpellini, Milford finally gets themselves a base runner, a leadoff base hit for Lacerbo. So no perfect game, no no-hitter today. And so for the first time all game, Scarpellini will have to pitch with a runner on base. We'll see if Milford can take advantage, as immediately Ryan Fliss shows bunt, sends it foul. One quick programming note to any of our viewers who may be tuned in on the educational channel. We do have coverage of the Milford School Building Committee meeting that will be going live on our educational channel at 6 p.m. So this game moving along at a good clip, but should it slow down and should this game extend past 6 p.m., we will be bowing out of the coverage on our educational channel only to bring you that live coverage of the school building committee meeting, but we'll remain live for the remainder of the game on our HD channel and, of course, live on YouTube. Meanwhile, a stolen base for Lacerbo to get the tying run in scoring position. Fliss shows bunt, pops it up foul over towards the on-deck area that had Marcolini backing out of the way. One ball and 2 strikes, the count on the Milford catcher. Good speed at second base in Lacerbo. Shortstop creeping in behind as the 1-2 pitch is fouled away. Milford's had difficulty catching up to the velocity from Scarpellini this afternoon. Fliss with a couple of bunt attempts that were unsuccessful and now swinging away with 2 strikes. Lacerbo dancing off the second base bag as Fliss with a very defensive swing able to poke that ball foul. Hanging tough. Still a 1-2 count. And the pitch inside. So Fliss in a lengthy AB. 2-2 offering now is hit on the ground towards third base. They look the runner back to second, throw to first base there in time. Now it is Lacerbo taking advantage to move up a base. The throw back across the diamond was not in time. A good backup over there at third base to keep that ball from going out of play. That was Hafez, the shortstop, backing up as that throw got away from third base, but prevented any further advance for Lacerbo. So in the end, a productive out for Fliss, as it did get Lacerbo to third base with less than 2 outs. So the tying run now at third base for Milford, with Marcolini now at the plate. Foul tip into the mitt. And quickly, Marcolini is down 0-2. Lacerbo taking a lead in foul territory. Infield is in tight all the way around for Mansfield as Marcolini spoils that pitch foul. Another 0-2 pitch, and this is in the air out to left field towards the line. Lacerbo tagging up, but that ball is out of play. If that had stayed on the playing surface, this game likely would be tied, but instead it drifts out of play. Still an 0-2 count on Marcolini, and Lacerbo perched at third base. Brief conversation between pitcher and catcher, now ready to go with another 0-2, and this is going to hit Marcolini. Catches him on the shoulder, so he will head down to first base. He represents the go-ahead run now at first base, and you wonder if he'll have the green light to steal in this situation. Meanwhile, Coach Dion pulling Nate Webster down the third base line for a quick conversation before his at-bat begins. First 2 base runners all day for Milford. Lacerbo representing the tying run at third base. And now Marcolini representing the go-ahead run at first, and no hiding the plan from Webster, already squaring around to bunt. As Marcolini leads away from third base, third baseman is still in tight on the grass, expecting the bunt. Runner takes off as the pitch is high. The throw down to second base is there waiting for Marcolini. And he is out on the caught stealing. Marcolini maybe thinking he slid around that tag, but it was an excellent throw from James Warren. Webster could not get the bunt down, and so now it is 2 outs and the lone runner at third base. Again, Scarpellini rearing back for some extra miles per hour. Misses on the outside corner, so it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count. And now this pitch missing up and in. Jackson Lindsay waiting on deck. Bluffing down the line at third base is Lacerbo. As the pitch is in for a called strike 2. So a huge pitch coming up here, a full count on Webster. Lacerbo leading away from third base as Scarpellini comes set. The 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Ball briefly gets away from the catcher. They loft the throw down to first base. It gets there in plenty of time to finish off the third out of the inning. Frustration for Milford. They get the tying run to third base with only 1 out in the inning, but they cannot score. And so that will move us on to inning number 6 here at Pheno Field, where the score remains Mansfield 1 and Milford 0 on this coverage of Scarlet Hawks Athletics on Milford TV, live from our Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. We'll be back with more in just a moment here on Milford TV. Some more light rainfall starting to come down in between innings. As Milford returns to the field, they had a golden opportunity to tie this game up in the bottom of the 5th. They leave a runner at third as Lindsay is back out on the mound to face the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the Mansfield lineup. Gavin Garnett bats with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Weather continues to be a head scratcher here today, as for the second time we have the sun breaking out on the field at the same time as the rain comes down. Next pitch to Garnett. That misses. 3 balls and a strike now on the Mansfield third baseman. 0 for 2 today. He's popped out to left and lined out to Lacerbo in center field as Lindsay gets the benefit of a high strike call. A 3-2 pitch now is smashed on the ground to shortstop. Waiting for it is McGee, and fires accurately over to first base for out number 1. Appreciate our Milford TV camera operators today who have been in and out of rain on a couple of instances, and again we get a pretty significant shower coming down in the midst of the sunshine. As Lindsay's pitch misses the glove of Fliss entirely for ball 1 to Evan Hafez. It is Patrick Garapi and Scott Crisafulli, our camera operators for the game today. Jack Andrade directing. And so now the rain about as steady as it has been all game. As this ball is fought off up the middle, a bobble for Ryan Atherton, and can't get the throw to first base in time. Had to travel far to his right. We'll put that in the book for now as an infield single. We'll check in with the official scoring. The runner immediately takes off for second base. Throw down from Fliss is not in time. The throw tailed a little bit to the first base side of the bag, but right into the runner. Atherton maintaining the tag, and Coach Dion out to argue. So Coach Dion now retreats back to the third base dugout. The argument unsuccessful. As now this pitch from Lindsay misses high right as the bells over at St. Mary's chime for 5:30. About an hour and 15 minutes now since the first pitch in this game. Two balls and one strike now the count on Max DiMarino. After the second stolen base of the game for Mansfield, got Evan Hafez into scoring position. Pitch count starting to mount now for Lindsay as he operates here in the top of the sixth. Next pitch is ripped to the left side. That gets past McGee out into left field. And again, they initially wave the runner around from third base, but then throw up a late stop sign as Nate Webster was able to get the throw back in quickly. So Hafez holds at third base on the single for DiMarino to put runners at the corners with one out in the inning and another mound visit. Home plate umpire now coming out to break up the conversation. And so the official scoring from the dugout was an E2 on that ground ball to second base that allowed Hafez to reach. So we'll change it in our book. That makes 4 errors now in the game, all of them on the infield. As immediately after the mound visit, Lindsay checks on the runner over at first base. So still just 2 hits allowed in the game for Lindsay. He's walked 2. It shortchanged him a strikeout last inning. He actually has 6. As this pitch drops in the dirt, Fliss couldn't find it, so no chance to send a throw down to second base. An uncontested steal for DiMarino. And so now Mansfield has 2 runners in scoring position with only 1 out in the inning. As Lindsay now puts in a strike. Infield now pulled in tight for Milford as the pitch is hit in the air out towards left center field. It is Lacerbo, the center fielder, who makes the catch. Sends the throw to third base as Hafez comes to the plate. Another sacrifice fly for Mansfield. This time Scarpellini helps his own cause with an RBI to make it 2-0 Mansfield. And now Coach Dion coming out of the dugout, so this will be the day for Jackson Lindsay. Certainly more good than bad in the outing for Lindsay. This is a good offense in Mansfield. Only allowed 2 hits in the game. 2 runs through 5 2/3 innings. He will exit the game here with a runner at third base, a runner at second base, with 2 down in the inning. And John Butler will face a new arm. It will be Brody Prescott, the right-hander, coming out of the dugout to pitch in relief. So can't quite close the book on Lindsay yet, as he is still responsible for DiMarino at second base. We'll get a look at the pitching stats for Prescott so far on the season. This is now his 5th appearance on the pitcher's mound. All of those have come in relief. He's thrown a total of 5 innings so far on the season. He's faced 21 batters. Has no record on the season. Does have a save. He's allowed 5 hits, 2 runs, just 1 of them earned. He's walked 1, struck out 5, and has an ERA of 1.40. So he's been a pretty reliable arm out of the bullpen for Coach Dion so far on the season. Comes in looking to keep this game right where it is. Now a 2-0 lead for Mansfield, and again, frustration for the Scarlet Hawks as they had that tying run at third base with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th and just could not bring him home, and now the deficit has doubled. As Prescott now finishes up his warm-up tosses, and now will deal with John Butler. Righty versus righty now. As DiMarino leads away from second base. The pitch from Prescott misses for ball 1. That one a strike. The rain has once again tapered off. As Prescott looks down to second base. Comes comes to the plate, and this ball grounded foul for strike 2. One ball and 2 strikes. As DiMarino bluffs at second base, pitch just misses off the outside edge. I believe the children of Coach Alex Dion have entered the field, cheering on Milford from the third base stands as the 2-2 pitch has Butler ducking for cover as that came high and tight, and a full count now on the number 9 hitter. Darian Sanders waiting on deck. Payoff pitch from Prescott is sent foul. Fliss will give it a look, but no chance to make a play. A run home in this inning so far for Mansfield. They have another in scoring position at second base. Would likely score on any hit. Another payoff pitch, and this is lofted in the air out to right field. Room for Kyle Morin to make the catch for the out that ends the inning. And so again, an error playing a big role for Milford, as the error for Atherton at second base allowed Hafez to reach with 1 out in the inning. He ended up coming around to score on the sac fly by Gio Scarpellini. So we will head into the bottom of the 6th inning with now Mansfield leading Milford by a score of 2-0 as we bring you this coverage live from our Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. Stay tuned to the coverage here on Milford TV. It's presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Two runs, 3 hits, no errors for Mansfield. No runs, 1 hit, 4 errors for Milford. Bottom of the 6th inning getting started. Jackson Lindsay remaining in the game as exclusively the designated hitter now. And lifts a fly ball out to left field. Kucharski comes in and hauls it in for out number 1. Similar to what we've seen evolve in Major League Baseball with what a lot of people dub the Ohtani rule, when Shohei Ohtani pitches for the Dodgers. They allow him to remain in the game afterwards as exclusively the designated hitter. One out and the base is empty now as Kyle Morin lifts a fly ball out to center field. Sanders over a couple of paces towards right to make the catch. 2 up and 2 down in the Milford 6th as the bats quiet down. Yet again, Gio Scarpellini now into his 6th inning of work. Allowed his first base runners last inning with the leadoff single for Vince Lacerbo, and then the hit by pitch with one out in the inning to Marcolini. Milford briefly had a rally going with runners at the corners, but Marcolini ended up getting thrown out trying to steal second base. That really took the wind out of the sails, and then ultimately Scarpellini ended the inning with Lacerbo stranded at third, and now has 2 fast outs in the 6th. Third time through the order now, Atherton at the dish. And swing and a miss ends a quick at bat and a quick inning. It's the 5th strikeout in the game for Gio Scarpellini, who has been outstanding. And so on to the 7th inning we go here at Pheno Field. Mansfield with a 2-0 lead on top of Milford, as we will be back with more after this quick timeout. Stay tuned to the coverage here on Milford TV. It's presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Brody Prescott back out on the mound now for a full inning of relief after he came in for Lindsay with 2 outs in the 6th inning. Gets a first pitch ground ball off the bat of Sanders, and ultimately Marcolini needed Prescott to cover the first base bag, but they get the throw there just in time to retire the speedy Sanders for out number 1. 3-1 on the ground out. One down in the top of the 7th as now Andrew Simmons lifts a fly ball out to straightaway center field. A couple of side steps for Lacerbo as he makes the catch for out number 2. 2 very quick outs for Brody Prescott. And that leaves the inning up to Kucharski. First pitch misses outside. And now this one ripped out to the right center field gap, down for a base hit. Lacerbo cuts it off quickly. Wide turn at first base for Kucharski. He will hold there with a long single. So it prevents the 1-2-3 inning for Prescott. Gives James Warren a chance for his 4th plate appearance of the day. He's 1 for 3 so far. As the runner immediately takes off for second base, throw down is not in time. The pitch was up and away. It almost served as a pitch out, allowing Fliss to jump out of his crouch, but just too good of a jump for Kucharski. gets into second base for the third steal of the game for Mansfield. As Warren now hits this one back up the middle, it gets past the pitcher and past the dive of Atherton at the second base bag. The throw to the plate is not in time. Throw gets away from Fliss as Mansfield manufactures a run here in the seventh inning. Looked like it was going to be a quick and quiet frame, but Kucharski with the single, the stolen base, and now that ball just finding its way through up the middle for a base hit off the bat of Warren. Brings Kucharski to the plate, and Mansfield now with a 3-0 lead. It'll be a single and an RBI for Warren. He takes second base on the throw to the plate, which was a pretty good throw from Lacerbo, right on the money to the plate. Just a little bit late. The ball did carry him away from the catcher, but it was right there at the plate. As that pitch misses to Gavin Garnett. Back-to-back hits with 2 outs in the inning. Give Mansfield now a 3-0 lead. With the way Scarpellini has pitched, that lead feels a lot bigger than that as Garnett fouls that pitch away. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count on the right-handed swinging third baseman. Big lead at second base for Warren. As the pitch misses down and away, it's actually a courtesy runner out there for Warren. I think it might be Thomas Muldoon, if I'm seeing the uniform number correctly. As the pitch is fought off foul. It is indeed Muldoon doing the running at second base for the catcher. Prescott back to the set. The pitch outside. That fills the count. The payoff pitch is hit towards second base. Atherton's able to field, high throw, and he does slap the tag on Garnett prior to him reaching the first base bag. Milford avoids disaster there on the right side to eventually collect the third out in the inning. But an insurance run crosses the plate for the Hornets on the RBI single for Warren. And so Milford will look up at a 3-0 deficit as they come to the plate in the bottom of the seventh inning. That is next here on Milford TV. No surprise to see Gio Scarpellini back on the mound for this bottom of the seventh inning. He will face the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the Milford lineup. Cody Jeffroy the first to the plate as he takes a look at strike one. Jeffroy today has popped out to short and grounded out to second. And hits another roller over towards second base. Ranging over DiMarino, flips it to first base in time to get out number one. Scarpellini now 6 1/3 innings into his outing. Still just 1 hit allowed, no runs, no walks, 5 strikeouts. And now set to face Joey McGee for the 3rd time. Pumps in a first pitch strike. And so McGee will see that over 600 batting average take a dip today. Although now sends a rip shot back up the middle through for a base hit. So he does collect Milford's 2nd hit of the game on about the hardest contact we've seen off of Scarpellini in this game. And so a 1-out base runner for Milford ahead of Vince Lacerbo, who has the only other hit in this one for Milford. Came to lead off the 5th inning, has to duck out of the way of that elevated pitch for ball 1. We saw in that 5th inning that the command did waver just a hair for Scarpellini with runners on base. 1 ball and 1 strike now on Lacerbo, 1 for 2 on the day, also has a stolen base. Check over to first base, and McGee is back standing, did not have much of a lead. Softball team did finish off a mercy rule win over their Mansfield counterparts. 12-0 the final score. As Lacerbo hits a fly ball out to center field. Back at first was Sanders. Now he ranges in and is able to make the catch for out number 2. So Milford down to their last out as Fliss stands in at the plate. Ryan today struck out looking in the 2nd and then grounded out to shortstop in the 5th. As he takes a fastball inside for ball 1. Milford in danger of losing their 3rd straight. As Fliss sends a fly ball out to shallow left center field. That drops down for a hit. That died quickly as it landed closer to behind the shortstop's position out on the very shallow left center field grass. So the 2nd hit in the inning, it pushes Joey McGee into scoring position, and Milford will bring the tying run to the plate here, and Derek Marcolini. So Milford down to their last out in this game, trying to make a little noise. Marcolini reaching his last time up on a hit by pitch, but then was thrown out trying to steal second. Lays off that first pitch, but it drops in for a strike. A 1 now is sent down the first base side, foul. And very quickly now, Milford down to their last strike. Marcolini in an 0-2 hole. Hornets dugout starts to get loud Trying to will on one final strike here for Scarpellini. Here comes his 0-2 pitch, and it's high for ball one. Nate Webster on deck, hoping to get a chance. Runners leading away from first and second base, and the pitch is fouled to the backstop. One ball and two strikes on Marcolini. Next pitch on the way, and it's hammered down the left field side, but foul and off into the trees. Tough at bat here for Marcolini. Was down 0-2. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Number of foul balls to hang in there. Next pitch from Scarpellini is high for ball two. And swung on and missed. Good at bat for Marcolini, but Scarpellini wins the battle. He gets his 6th strikeout of the game, and this one ends it with a win for the Hornets. So they come in here to Pheno Field and they blank the Scarlet Hawks by a final score of 3-0. So Milford shut out on just 3 hits. Really the story of this game, the pitching of Gio Scarpellini. As he went the distance, a complete game shutout, scattering 3 hits, no walks on 6 strikeouts. He gets the victory. Jackson Lindsay suffers his first defeat of the season. He's now 2-1 overall on the year. He pitched well, but Mansfield scratching runs across when they had the opportunity, and that was really the difference in the game. So Milford, the losing streak reaches 3 straight. They now fall under 500 on the season. They are 3-4, so they will look to regroup in their next game, which will come here at home on the vacation week next week as they take on non-conference Algonquin. Our next coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics on Milford TV comes your way on tomorrow night, as we will be in the gym for boys volleyball against Westfield. That game getting underway around 6:30. We hope you will join us then. In the meantime, a big thank you to our Milford TV crew on hand for the coverage this evening. Our director is Jack Andrade. Our camera operators are Patrick Garapi and Scott Crisafulli, and I am Tim Coet. That final score, one final time, Mansfield defeats Milford by a final score of 3-0. This has been a presentation of Scarlet Hawks Athletics here on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. So long, everybody.